So guys, in our previous class, we designed this slider, yeah, a scrollable slider. But in this tutorial now, what we are going to be designing, we are going to be designing this. We're going to be designing a category, product category. Normally, in your e-commerce website, you have something like this product category, where a visitor who comes visit your website can click on different categories of what you sell in your website. Here we have shirts, bags, shoes, phones, electronics, and wristwatches. So this is what we're going to be designing in this tutorial. All right, let's get straight into our code. Okay, guys. Right now, what we are going to do is to first of all go to our component folder and create two components, which will be categories and category. You understand? So let's just create the folders. Click on folder. You give it a name. Say category. Categories. Sorry, not .jsx. Let's just create a folder first. Categories. Okay, then we'll create another folder. We'll call that one category. That's single category. Okay, so let's go into the categories and create two files. We'll say categories.jsx, uppercase C, capital letter C, categories.jsx. Okay, then we create the CSS file, categories .css. Then we'll do the same for category. So create the file, say category .gsx. We'll do the CSS. I'll say category .css. Okay, so the next thing we do is we go to our dummy data and create a file for this, because we are going to be using some datas. Yeah, we'll be using some datas for our category gallery. So just go to click on file and you say category data, category data, category data dot js. Okay, so we'll go into category data and we paste our so that this video will not be too long. I've already prepared my data down. Just do a Ctrl V, and as you see what we have here in our assets, we already have all these JPEG files. So I'm importing those files. Let's just go to our assets so I show you. These are assets, so you see them, they are here. Nice t-shirts.jpg, nice bag.jpg, Nike, okay, Nike soft one. Okay, see that they are all here, pix 6, pix 11, pix 10 and all that. Okay, and watch.jpg. Okay, so we go straight into our categories component. I'll just do our normal usual code snippet RAFCE. I'll import an arrow function. Yeah, so this one we call it we give it a class name of container. Class name of container. Okay, so inside this we're going to do a map. Okay, let's quickly import our CSS. Let's just do import dot slash categories. CSS. Okay, I'm supposed to put a quotation here. Okay. So categories .css. All right. So what we'll do first of all is let's import our. Let's go. Let me show you. We need to import this. Sorry, not slide data, category data. You can see export const categories. So we are going to do an import into our component so that we can use those data. Okay, so we'll close this with a semicolon and say. So take note, it's a named import because we didn't do export default, we did export const, so it's a named export. This is how you import a named export. You say categories, import categories. Let me see, it's like it's just helping us import it. Let me see. Okay, from dummy data. Okay, category data. Okay, now we are going to do a map on these categories because that's our object, our array of object I want to map through. And take note in let me just do this first. Categories dot map. You remember in our first class, class 01, I mentioned some of the arrays, other arrays you need to know in JavaScript when you're learning React. Map is one of them, and this is it. So the way you map through an array is you say map. You want to map through the categories. So what you do here, you say item for each item in the array. Understand? Come here and you use your arrow syntax. So you open this. So now what do you want to do here? Why are we having this okay, anyway, let me just want to the categories component. Want to feed the category component. Category component. Okay, I think I've not done anything there. Let me just quickly item. Let me just feed it the information I need. I'm trying to get that error away. I don't understand what's happening there. Just to item. Let me go into categories. We have not created our function there, so that's why it's not important. RAFCE. Okay. Let's okay. So I can go to category now. Categories. So let's import this category. You can see it. We can import it now. Okay. Okay. The reason why we are having this error here is when you are writing JavaScript in XML. Always remember to use your curly braces when you are rendering dynamic values. Always remember to use your curly braces. Okay, now everything is fine. So we can now go into our category component to bring in. Remember, I fed it with. See, we are mapping through categories. So we are saying for each object in the array, this category is an array. We are saying for each item represents each object. If you like have 1000 objects in the array, we are mapping through an array. So this represents each object in an array. So we are saying for each item, okay, give us the item, and we are passing it as a prop into the category component. So now we go into the category. Okay, let's do this, because when you're doing this, you are supposed to provide a key value. Say key. These are unique IDs for each object. So you say item, that will be equals to item.id. You get it? Okay, so although this will not break your code, but it's good practice for you to give each object its own separate IDs, because if you go to your console, you realize there will be an error if you don't do this. That's the proper way to write this code. So we are going to enter into our category component. So we are going to, this is how you prop drill. So we are going to take item, since we have already passed it. So this, now we have access to this item. So what we do now is that we create another div here. Yeah, we give this one a class of container. So what do we do here? We are going to have 3 items here, and that's going to be image, title, and button. So the first one is going to be our image. Sorry, let me bring this in here. Say img. I'm going to have an image. Sorry, img. We're going to have our image tag. So we're going to give it the source attribute src. This is how you pass in an image into your component or into your element, img element. So use the dynamic. We are rendering it dynamically because we have drilled the informations we need is in this item. So we're gonna pick each individual item. So this one is gonna be item. Sorry. It's gonna be item.img. Item.img. Okay, now if you look at our image, our images are really big, but we're going to fix this. So what we've done now, we've given this our div an image. So what we do here is we give an info. Let's give let's remove this div. Let's remove this div. So what we do next is that we create another div here, because that's where we are going to put our h1 and our button. So we are going to do this. Give it a give it a div and give it a class name of InfoCat. Then inside it we are gonna give it a title. So I'm gonna give it an h1. Yeah. So that's where I'm going to render the title. I'll say item. Say item dot title. Yeah. After that, we're gonna create our button. And we're just gonna say shop now. Then this class, we're gonna h1. I'm gonna give it a class name of title. Yeah. Okay, and this container, we're gonna give it a class name of cat container. Then the image, we'll give it a class name of image. Okay, so now let's go to our CSS and start styling from there. The first thing is the cat container. I'm going to give it a flex 1. Flex 1. Okay, so we're going to give it a margin of 5px. And take note, in our categories, we give everything a padding. The parent component will give it a padding. So we're going to say display flex, justify content space between, content space between. Okay, yeah, spaced a bit. Justify content space between. Let's continue with our categories.css. I'm gonna give it a flex 1. Let's check out the image. I'm gonna say that img. We're gonna give it a width, or let's first of all give this one a height of um let's say 50 px, sorry, 50 vh. I will give it a width of 380 px. Let's see. Okay, you can see they're all still horizontal, but we can still go further and say let's talk to this. Let's give it flex wrap. Okay, you can see they are here now. Okay, so let's go back to our categories as CSS. So we give our image a width of 100%, 100%, and a height of 100%. So it is going to take this width of 380 because this image is a child of this container. So this, since the width is 380, and when you give the image 100%, you are saying take the entire 380, 100% of 380. Yeah, very simple. So we are now going to give it a height. So I'm going to say take the entire 100% of 50 vh. So when you see this, don't just think it's just the full browser width. This is the parent container. It's going to be 100% of this, 100% of this. So let's give it a height of 100%. Okay. So let's style our info container. Say info. Oh, so no, we call it info. We called it info cat. We give this one position absolute. Just see what I'm doing here. Just want to center our info. Position absolute. And when you give a component position absolute, you have to go to the parent and give it a position of relative. It's going to be relative to this position relative. Understand? So we give it a width of 100%. Give it a height of 100%. 100%. Okay. Then give it top 0. Let's watch. Top 0. Left 0. So what happens here? Let's check and see category.jss. What do we give it? Info cat. Okay, our style is not picking because of this is supposed to be uppercase. Okay, you can see that. You can see. Okay, let's increase the size a little bit of this our image and see if it will be better. We're giving it 380. Let's try 400. Let's try 450. Okay. Okay. So I want this to come down here. But anyway, let's just continue. So now we have done that. Let me just give this a background. So you see, we have given it the entire box now. Background color of red. You can see. Yeah, so this info container is filling the entire box, but that's not what we want to do. Let's remove that background color. We want to center this information here. We want to center these details in the middle. So you see what is going to happen now. I'm going to say display flex justify content center align items center. You can see it has come to the center. But we'll go further and say flex direction column. These are the only things in the info container, so they are going to position vertically. So we'll say flex direction column. You see what's happening here. So let's give our title a color. Let's check the GSX. Okay. Give it a class of title. So let's style that. Let's see. So we say title, say color white, color white. Let's see. Okay, but that let's reduce the size. Let's give it a size of 30 px or 40 px. Let's just see. Font size 40 px. Let's see if it should be okay. Let's reduce the font weight. Let's reduce the font weight. Let's say font weight, font width. But let's just reduce this first to 30 px and see. 30 px. Let's reduce the font weight and see. Let's give it 300. Font weight 300. Is this picking? Because something like it's not picking. Let's say 20 px and see if it will pick. I don't think this is picking. Okay, I increased it. I gave it a width of 50 vh. Okay, it's actually picking. It's just because they are not centered. Let me give the card a background color and see the container itself and see what's happening here. Background color red. Okay, you can see. Okay, let's center our images and see. Let's say display flex, align items, display flex, align items center, justify content, File content center. Okay, they are better centered now. Mm. Let's do align items center. Align items center. Okay, this is way better. Okay, we can remove this background color. Just wanted to use that to check so I correct the style. Okay, this is much better now. This is much better. This is way much better. Okay, so let's give this one a border of the button, a border. Let's give our button. Let's see. Let's start. Let's give that button a class name. Let's just say bot. Let's say BUT, or let's say BOT rather. BOT. Let's go into our style. I will say dot bot. We'll say background color. Background color gray. Give it a border of 1 px. Solid black. Okay. Let's change that to gray. So let's put this one to be light gray. Let's see if it will be better. Let's say background color transparent. Let's try transparent and see. Transparent. No, this is not looking attractive. Let's say light. Let's try light gray. Let me try white first. Let me even remove it because I want to see something. Okay, I think this is looking better, but let me change this to light gray, that border around it. Change it to light gray instead of black. Let me just say gray. It should be looking okay. Okay, I think this is better. This is better. Yeah. Let me give it a padding of 10 px. 10 px and a cursor of pointer. Yeah, so it's clickable. When you overwrite, you see the hand change. But this electronics, I don't know why it's not picking. I'm trying to reduce the size of this. Let me see. Class name title. Okay, let me change this title. Maybe it's contradicting. Let's say cat title. Let's try cat title so that maybe you've already given another component this title. Maybe that's why it's not picking. So let's go over to our CSS and change it to cat title. Cat title. Let's try and see. See, it's speaking now. Awesome. I was wondering, the styles were contradicting. I've named another component. I think in my slide I used that class name of title. That's why it was contradicting. So we can now style it the way we want. Let's try to the 30px, or let's just go straight to 40px. Oh yeah, okay. Let's give it a font weight of bold and see if that will suffice. Okay, this is looking fair enough. Fair enough. So, yeah, let's say font weight 300. Let's see. Let's just put it at 40. Okay, I think, well, let me give it a color of black instead of white. Let's see whether it's going to come out better. I think that white looks fine. Let's change it to white. Well, this is just styling in the browser. Watch your result and adjust where necessary. Okay, so this is just how you can create a grid, of images, a gallery where you use for your categories. If you want to buy shirts, you click on this. It's not for linking to anywhere yet, so you might get there later. So your website now says you sell shirts, you sell bags, you sell shoes. So after that, in the next class, we are going to design just something like this again, but that will be a product category. No, normally in your home, in an e-commerce website, in the home page, you normally have a products category where you show featured products that are sold in your website, your e-commerce website. In the home page, you just have to sample some products. That's when when you visit the shop, you see some clothes that are shaded in front of the shop or in the inside the shop, maybe a transparent glass. So that's what you also replicate in your e-commerce website. You showcase featured products. This one now is not just featured product, this is category. If you click on this, if the web I assume the website is fully designed, you click on this, you go to only categories of shirts, click on the categories of bags, shoes, wristwatches, electronics, and phones, just like that. So we also have products category, or rather product gallery. Yeah, just to showcase the product yourself. So please, if you're gaining value from these tutorials I'm giving, please do well to like the video or subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so when I come up with new videos you get notified. Alright guys, thanks for watching.